Talking about deep sleepers. These are guys that you should be looking really, really late in drafts. A couple flyers. Hopefully something pops up. But before we do it, I just wanted to see. We actually do a draft because we draft everything here at Fantasy Smack Talk before. Who's going to talk about who we do a draft? I kind of wanted to do it at the start of the video really quickly. I thought it'd be kind of fun. If you think that would be actually kind of cool to see, leave it in a comment. Dustin just hates on me, calling me stupid. No, I don't want to do that.
So they gotta wait. They gotta watch 2 minutes into the video.
It would have been like 20
seconds.
seconds. It takes 20 seconds.
It takes more than 20 seconds. You gotta think about it. First guy we're gonna talk about, Pierre Thomas. Darren Sproles out of the way. Pierre Thomas in his career, I never really saw him as that much of a pass-catching running back, but he was involved in the passing game a ton last year. And with Sproles out of the way, you gotta think it's gonna happen even more this year. PPR leagues, any type of PPR league, 0.5, any type. Pierre Thomas, not a bad pick.
My first pick in this draft was Carlos Hyde, so I'm going to talk about him first. So I'm going to sneak this in anyway, Dustin. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, because I'm a pain like that. So I love Hyde for the simple fact, I think that when Gore goes down this year, and it's kind of like Jackson last year, it's inevitable. It's going to have to happen sooner than later. I think when it happens, I think Hyde's going to actually be the guy. Not a Lattimore, not a Kendall Hunter. I think it's Hyde. He's like a clone, in my opinion, of Gore, basically. So I love to get him late, and if you get Gore, you got to grab him as a handcuff.
My first round pick
it's cool though.
Was Devonte Freeman, because a lot of the same reasons like Brent just said. I really like this guy. You know, Jacquizz Rodgers has been that guy that everyone's been drafting, like, you know, getting ready for him to take over. He's a change of pace guy. He's always going to be a change of pace guy. Freeman has the potential to be that workhorse running back and be he has huge fantasy potential if Jackson goes down. Great late round pick.
My second pick was Marcus Wheaton. Manuel Sanders is gone. He's in Denver. Steelers got this kid in now. He's going to get a lot of targets. I mean, Brown, they went to this no huddle last year, the second half of this season with the Steelers. Really actually worked for Big Ben, worked for Brown. I think it's going to work for Wheaton as well. Great flyer. Wide receivers deep this year, so deep.
Really deep. Another guy that's not a bad late round receiver is Andrew Hawkins. New home with Cleveland, and they have nobody. With Gordon doing whatever he's doing, not carrying
Josh Gordon. Seriously.
I mean, they got Cameron, they got Miles Austin, but Hawkins is kind of that possession guy that can do the kind of shorter routes that they might be looking for with Manziel if Manziel ends up winning the job. I think Hawkins could be a solid PPR guy. Definitely a guy to look at late in your drafts as a specialist. I'm not expecting huge things, but he could be solid.
My third round pick was Marquise Lee of the Jacksonville Jags. If you watch any other videos, you keep hearing me saying this, so now there's no way it's going to come true. But I think he leads all rookie receivers with catches, simply because they're going to throw the ball a lot, simply because they're going to be down a lot. Again, late pick. Love him much more in PPR than standard leagues.
Got a quarterback for you, and that's Ryan Tannehill. When you look at his numbers, they're a lot better than you think that they would be. You know, you almost even have to lump him up there with guys like Russell Wilson and Kaepernick because he runs more than you think he does. And he's got 2 solid receivers, and I really think Moreno going to that offense, while I don't really have much confidence in Moreno having an amazing year, I think that veteran leadership could really just help solidify that offense even more. I think Tannehill could be a sneaky, almost QB1 this year, almost.
Whoa.
Top 12 maybe. I like it.
My fourth round pick was Green, tight end with the Chargers. He's better than Gates at this point, but the reason he's a deep sleeper is because we don't necessarily know how it's going to play out. I think halfway through the year, whether Gates is hurt or not, Green's going to eventually take over the job. Clearly, Phillip Rivers loves to throw to tight ends, so he's a great tight end if you do take 2. I know this is just taking 1 stud, but if you take 2, grab a guy like Reed and then get him really late in the draft, and just one of them is definitely going to pan out in my opinion.
Jordan Matthews is the last guy I'm going to talk about. Rookie receiver for Philly. You know, with Deshaun Jackson out of the way, there are a few more passes to go around. We'll see how Matthews does as far as, maybe sneaking in as the wide receiver 2 out there. Who knows? But this is a talented receiver. Very well-rounded, I feel. He could get even involved in kind of the rushing game with maybe some end arounds. Very talented. He's a guy to definitely keep an eye on in the preseason just to see how he ends up shaking out on their depth chart.
And the last guy I'm talking about, and I was stuck with him in our draft, so he was the last pick of the entire draft, is Danny Woodhead.
Oh, and that sums it up.
That does sum him up.
No respect.
His whole life,
no respect.
Pipsqueak's never gotten any love. But you know what? This guy had a monster year last year. And to Dustin's point, I was kind of arguing with the Donald Brown thing. We were arguing, as we always do our whole life. Dustin actually brought up a good point. He does from time to time. Why would they not use him the same way? I don't care that Donald Brown's there. He had an extremely productive season last year.
He put Phillip Rivers back on the map.
Yeah, so just use him the same way. Why wouldn't they do that? So you're going to get him at a gigantic discount again, and he could have 18 billion catches or whatever he had again last year.
Full point PPR, I think he was a top 20 running back.
And
but
you're
he'll
going to get
drafted
him
like 35.
round. Yeah.
It's crazy.
So that's the list.
These are our deep sleepers. As always, got any questions, post them in our forums. Our army of experts will be in there answering them. It's that time
You're on
of year.
YouTube.
We love it.
Click a thumbs up.
Subscribe.
And
all
then
that
say I'm
fun
a donkey in the comments.
Social media, we're on all that.
All that stuff. But just, even on YouTube. Let's move it on up there. You excited about that?
I was. Not my best.
He's going to leave all these stupid pen flips in because it's him doing it. He'll
All
cut off when I do something cool.
Gonna catch it between these two.
Nobody cares. And you think people care? Well, actually, that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
That was a good call.
Calling the shot. Middle finger. You like that one?
If he leaves all of this in.
And when it comes to pen flipping, an Olympic sport, I'm there.
You would represent the U.S.